but most importantly to the people here, the capital of the state of Catalonia. A fiercely autonomous and independent group of people are those in Barcelona, and they have captured the essence of American football. In Montjuic Stadium, where next summer the Olympic Games will be held, the Barcelona Dragons are home to an enthusiastic crowd as they host the Birmingham Fire. Began arriving here 2 hours before the game as our USA European tour continues in Barcelona. The reception is continuing to astound all of us Americans. How popular have the Dragons been in Barcelona? Well, on Monday they returned from a 3-week North American stay. They got to their new hotel 30 miles south of Barcelona and were met by more than 1,000 people at a pep rally. Even the players astounded at how the reaction and the reception has continued here in the state of Catalonia. With good reason, the Dragons are succeeding. They're 5-1 right now in the European division, but they have a scheduling edge on London. The Dragons play the rest of their season on Europe's continent. The Monarchs of London are beginning a 3-game stint in North America. Birmingham has won 2 straight. In the North American West, they are tied with San Antonio after their win Monday night. And the Dragons are taking the field. Now alongside Dave Jennings, Dave, Barcelona's success early in the year with Scott Ernie. The quarterback out with a shoulder injury. What difference will Tony Rice make to the Dragon offense?
Well, Tony Rice, he doesn't want to be thought of as a running quarterback, but that he is. And with him running the football, it means you've got to defend 11 guys instead of 10. The other problem is he can run the option. And he's got a guy back there, number 44, fullback Lionel Carr, here on your right. He is an option fullback. Going into last week's game, he had only rushed the ball 9 times for 10 yards. But last week with the option, 10 carries for 61 yards, so the option is there.
Right, how does Birmingham prepare in a short week to play the option?
Well, they don't have a lot of time to prepare, but where they are strong is up the middle on defense. They're led by 2 linebackers, McGowan and Brantley, and they can stop the inside run. Here you see them. Last week, Ricky Blake for San Antonio, the leading rusher in the league, they held him to only 26 yards. So if they can do the same thing to Barcelona, force them to pass, that's good for Birmingham because they have the most interceptions in the league, and they had 8 in the last 2 weeks.
And as big a problem as the option is for Birmingham, so has been the travel this week.
Travel's been tough. They got over here Thursday. They practiced in London on Thursday and came over here practice yesterday. They haven't practiced in pads all week. They probably haven't even seen the option yet.
All right, well, our sideline reporter, Nick Halling, has quickly become a fan favorite here in Barcelona. Let's go down to Nick and find out why.
Bona tarda, senyores e senyors. Benvinguts a Barcelona. That's Catalan for good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Barcelona. You know, when the World League announced they were coming here, I thought they were out of their minds. This is first.
Very few people speak good English here, and American football's only been here for 2 or 3 years as well. So with all those factors behind them, I thought they'd struggle. But they had 19,000 fans for the first game here, 40,000 for the second. Looks like another good crowd in tonight, and they're making a lot of noise, all the colour and excitement that we've come to expect from these European crowds. I think they're going to have an awful lot more to shout about tonight as well.
Well, one thing they've done very well here in Barcelona is bring fireworks to American football. At Montjuic Stadium, our kickoff comes your way in a moment.
Nobody's cooking like today's KFC.
Every game I gotta wear all this stuff to protect my body.
While our home replacement cost guarantee can help make sure you get your home back, you're in good hands with Allstate, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
The World League on USA is brought to you by Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The Silver Bullet is the right beer now. By the Reebok Pump, pump up and air out. And by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC.
A look down on the city of Barcelona and the Pelo Nacional from the top of Montjuic. It has been a little bit cooler in Barcelona over the last several days than normal, and you can see we have about a 50-degree evening, but the wind is not a factor, and the temperatures are quite seasonable for football. Chan Gailey, who for 6 years served as the offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos. Chan Gailey bringing his fire here. He will be wired for sound tonight, as will Jack Bicknell on the Barcelona sideline.
El Caballero, Cowboy Jack, whose love for horses has been well documented during his stay in Barcelona. And Birmingham to receive the opening kickoff with Kenny Bell at the bottom of your screen. And James Henry at the top of your screen. Luis Aguiar, the punter for the Dragons, drives it deep. The return men do not communicate. And it will be Henry bobbling and brought down inside the 5.
Two mistakes there. Number one, bad communication. And secondly, they decided to bring it out of the end zone. Now, the rule is if you don't bring it out, it's spotted at the 10. They should have just kept it in and saved themselves 9 yards.
So Brent Peace out of Montana will come out to take the first snap for Birmingham and will be hamstrung. Ball backed up inside the 5. Peace with a very low completion percentage, and Birmingham's problem this year has clearly been offense. Their skill position people. Kenny Bell will be starting at tailback with Steve Avery. Phil Ross, a good tight end, has not caught many passes this year. Mobley and Boyer, the wide outs, and Mobley in motion. On first down from the 1, and that's Elroy Harris, and he is brought down.
That's a safety.
And that is a safety. Judged as he is brought down in the end zone for a safety, so the Dragons get 2 points on their first play from scrimmage, and it was Eric Lindstrom that made the tackle.
You're looking at number 50, Eric Lindstrom. He did a great job. Watch him on the left side. Well, on the right side of the screen, he'll come in. They had two tight ends on that side, but Lindstrom got low enough to come in and make the tackle. The ball stays in the end zone. He's trying to get out. Harris, the former Montreal running back, trying to get it out, but Lindstrom doing a fine job.
Well, the botch special teams play by Birmingham cost them 2 points, as Lindstrom, one of the many Boston College graduates to follow Jack Bicknell to Barcelona, makes the play. And what a terrible way for the Fire to start. Lindstrom, who was a 7th-round draft pick of the New England Patriots in 1989. And I'll tell you one thing, Dave, to be quite honest, the World League special teams play has really been poor on many occasions.
Well,
and there was another case of it killing Birmingham.
On that last kickoff, again, the rule is if you don't bring it out, it comes out to the 10. They should have kept it in, but bad communication to start. And now, as we've talked about before, whenever there's a safety, it's, you know, it's a bad situation. You lose 2 points. You also lose the ball on the ensuing punt off.
Kirk Maggio, the punter, will do the job here for Birmingham. And this one will be fielded by that'll be Thomas Woods with it for Barcelona, and he's out across the 40-yard line. And so the Dragons will get good field position with a 2-0 lead.
You know, Ted, on that last play, the safety by Lindstrom, he had, you can see there are 2 tight ends there. He beats one, gets underneath, and does a fine job in the backfield. Beats the blocker, gets in for, there's the safety.
And now the Dragons put the ball in play from their 41-yard line with a 2-0 lead. Tony Rice, the quarterback, with an I formation behind him. And now Edgerton comes out. And he's the receiver on the quick hitter from Rice. And that's a first down for the Dragons near the 45 of the Birmingham Fire. Tony Rice, starting just the 2nd time as a professional quarterback, spent last season in the Canadian League, trying to prove that he can be a drop-back professional-style passer. Running back Paul Palmer is healthy for the Dragons tonight, but not starting. Jim Bell continues to light L. Carr. 3 wideouts in the game right now for Barcelona. And the ball goes to Bell, and he is inside the 45. Paul McGowan on the tackle for Birmingham as we look at the Dragons' offensive line, keyed by Bobby Sine, who's on loan from the New Orleans Saints, in the middle. Did a good job. Barcelona has had good offensive balance this year. Almost 50-50 between the run and the pass. And on 2nd down and 7 to give again to Jimmy Bell. And he almost lost that ball as he hit the deck, but he has another Barcelona first down.
Now this time Barcelona goes to 2 tight ends. It's just straight zone blocking up the middle. They give it off to Bell, and he has a nice hole to get some big yard. He's got to hold on to that ball as he's going down.
Jimmy Bell out of Boston College has done a nice job replacing Paul Palmer, who's had a hamstring injury. Palmer is expected to play some in this game. That time, Bell is knocked down for no gain.
And there's Brantley, the inside linebacker, number 54, on a similar play that they just ran, and he's a guy who can stop that play along with number 53, McGowan, as we look at the defensive line.
A 3-man front for the Fire, but the strength is the inside linebackers. And keep an eye on the outside linebacker, 59, Maurice Oliver. He's had 7 sacks this year. And their secondary led by John R. Hollander. In a big game against San Antonio last week. On 2nd down, give into the line again for short yardage, as that was Lydell Carr cracking the 30-yard line with Otis Moore making the tackle.
There's our first look at the option, and Otis Moore has to take the dive man, and that in that case was Lydell Carr. And the outside, the defensive ends, whether it be Moore on the left side, McDaniels on the right side, they're responsible, as we look at Shane Gailey, for that dive on the option.
3rd down and 7 now as the Dragons send Woods and Gene Taylor split wide to the left. Edgerton in motion right. Another 3-step drop. Rice trying to get out of there. He got great running ability, but he got hemmed in nicely by the Fire defense and brought down about 4 yards shy of a first down. That's Darrell Phillips, 62, combined with Tracy Sanders to make the Birmingham tackle.
This is the 3rd time they've hidden a wide receiver in the backfield, but this time the Birmingham defense was able to figure it out, and Rice running, but good job by the linebackers filling in.
Well, the Dragons will try for 3 here with former Penn State kicker Massimo Manca, 9 out of 13. And he's at a 42-yarder. This will be almost 45 if he can make it. On the way, and it is no good. He had the leg, but left it out wide. And so Manca misses from 45. It's Barcelona leading 2-0 early first quarter. Barcelona is the home city of one of the world's most famous architects, Antoni Gaudi, and this is La Pedrera, built in 1910, and it's an apartment house. It was a source of much controversy when it was built, but it is now declared a monument of world interest. Now inside Montjuic Stadium, it is 1st and 10 for the Birmingham Fire in white. They are down 2-0. As Brent Peace, number 10, goes back to throw. Buys some time, and that one broken up nicely. A.J. Green for Barcelona in the dark green jerseys. Made the play to knock it away from Willie Boyer.
You know, it really helps your defensive backs if you're in good position here. You see Green just breaking on the ball, waiting and breaking, and getting his hand in so Boyer can't catch it. A good job by Green, the left defensive back, left cornerback.
The Birmingham offensive line, Mullen, Tanks, Anderson, Iniguez, and King. Not the biggest offensive line that you see in the World League. Trying to block here for Elroy Harris, who's an interesting story, getting a start at running back for Birmingham, and Todd Howard, 53, makes the play. And Elroy Harris, we saw earlier this year, one of the leading rushers in the World League for the Montreal Machine. Why is he in a Birmingham uniform, Dave?
Well, he had a couple of problems up in Montreal, missed some meetings, and they felt his attitude wasn't quite right, so they got rid of him. Birmingham picked him right up.
And one of the reasons was Harris had 2 great games in the first 3 weeks of the year against the Fire. So when Shane Gailey saw him on the waiver wire, he's in a Birmingham uniform. 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Birmingham Fire. Pressure flushes out Peace. And And he'll be run out of the sidelines. After a very short gain, it was Lindstrom, 50, that forced Peace outside, and Ron Getz, 56 from Minnesota, finished it off.
And there really should be a penalty flag on the field because Buddy King was, he was supposed to block Lindstrom. Lindstrom with a spin move got by him, and King reached out and grabbed him, but still Lindstrom did a good job getting by him to force the quarterback out of the pocket, 4th down.
And Kirk Maggio punted at UCLA. He's in to do the kicking here for the Fire on 4th down and 9. And he gets that one away off the side of his foot. And takes a nice skip, though, for Birmingham. Goes out of bounds at the Barcelona 37-yard line. A 37-yard punt with the good roll for Maggio. All right, let's get out of the sidelines in Nick Hawley.
Well, in just about all these European stadiums, you've got to have something that keeps the fans from getting on the field. In Frankfurt, we saw it was the big steel perimeter fences. Here, we've got a moat. Now, the only way you're going to get across this thing is if you're like Carl Lewis, you take a running jump and leap right over it. I wouldn't fancy my chances of that one. Getting in here is not the difficult bit, but once you got in here, it's tough getting out. Okay, fellas, come and give us a hand. Hey, come on, fellas. Fellas.
Is that what you call standing room only in Montjuic Stadium? Here's Jimmy Bell. And that's a, well, let's see if they call it a loose football. It was a 1st down gain, but the ball apparently came loose as Bell hit the ground before it was blown dead.
John Miller, the free safety, came up with a hit, and that's the 2nd time that Bell has lost it on a similar running play. Just zone blocking, just straight ahead blocking. The offensive line doing a nice job opening up. Now, Maurice Oliver coming off the field. He's limping. He is, and we're still trying to figure out there. You see Oliver, he is limping off. He's the outside linebacker for Birmingham on the right side. Great pass rushers. We still don't have a signal as to who's got the ball.
Dave, how can they keep doing that at the bottom of piles? Somebody has to have it.
Yeah, but you see, the officials can't see it.
Well, Birmingham has it finally.
Great. This is great. You know, I have seen times when a guy who was on top of the pile has worked his way down, and he has gotten the ball. Now, keep an eye on number 44. That's John Miller. He is the free safety. He'll come in right here with a hit. Bang. Knock the ball loose. You can see the ball, and Jimmy Bell can't find it now. We've got 10 guys on top of it, and it's going to take about a minute and a half to figure out who's got it. But it's Birmingham's ball, and Tracy Sanders, number 24, the left cornerback, has come up with it. I'm sorry, Hunter. Arthur Hunter, number 24.
So Birmingham leading the World League in takeaways at plus 11 coming into the game. Gets one here, and they start at the Barcelona 48. He's lobbing it out. Nice call in there by Phil Ross, the tight end out of Oregon State. He's the all-time leading receiver in that school's history, and he's down to the 41. So look at now at the Barcelona defense. Their defensive front is got to be as strong, Dave, as any in the league. Okay, Birmingham's defensive front and Birmingham's linebackers. The Barcelona in green is the defensive unit on the field right now. Mike Ruth, the nose tackle, anchors that strong defensive front. And he, along with Bruce Clark, helps stand up the runner there for a very short gain. There's a great NFL veteran in Bruce Clark. Kenny Bell picked up virtually nothing, and that will bring up 3rd and short yardage for the Fire. So 3rd down and 2 coming up for Birmingham and White from the 40-yard line of Barcelona. 2 men split left for the Fire. They try to run it with Harris, and he got grabbed around the ankles and brought down short of the 1st down, and it was Eric Naposki, the hero of last week's Dragon victory, that made the hit.
They split out the tight end and the running back, so there was a short corner, and Naposki, who normally would be in coverage, he is the one who came in and made the tackle.
Here's Birmingham coach Chan Gailey.
Alert for goal. Let's go. Punt it. Punt it. Alert for goal. Punt it.
Wow.
Alert for goal. Now, just alert.
They're not even a yard shy from the 39 of Barcelona. They're going to punt the football.
Actually says alert for goal. What he's telling his guys is to run down and down the ball inside the 20, put their heels on the goal line and face back upfield.
I can't imagine Birmingham's offense could feel very good about that decision. They were less than a yard away and in Barcelona territory. Maggio kicks this one up high, and this may be too far. And it is into the Barcelona end zone. And So that decision really does not turn out well for the Fires. Barcelona will start from the 20-yard line. First quarter at Montjuic Stadium.
Wednesday at 9.
These are Catalans, and this is the Catalonian flag that is very present. They mix their sports and their politics rather well in Barcelona. In fact, there's a reason why the Dragons are wearing their green jerseys in this game as Barcelona starts from the 20-yard line on first down. And Rice keeps on the option, and the Fire does a nice job stringing that play out.
Otis Moore, the defensive end, took the dive man perfectly, and then Junior Jackson came in, and he filled in beautifully and made a nice stop. He's number 51. He took the quarterback, and that's what you have to do in the option offense. Each guy has to take one guy on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, quickly back come the Dragons to the line on 2nd and 9, leading 2-0 as Tony Rice finds Gene Taylor, the leading receiver for Barcelona, and he's out to the 29-yard line. He'll be a yard shy of a first as Arthur Hunter runs him out.
You know, Maurice Oliver is back in the game. He limped off before. He's number 59 in white. And now just a simple pass over here to the right side. Watch the tackle out of bounds. Watch this. That's a headhunter right there. You might get a call on that, but nothing was called.
Arthur headhunter made the hit. So it's 3rd down and a yard now for the Dragons at their 29. And that's a first down carry for Jimmy Bell. Barcelona wearing green at home. The World League at week 6 made a switch. All home teams are supposed to wear white the rest of the year. But here in Spain, white jerseys with green numerals are the uniforms of the Real Madrid Soccer Club. And Madrid and Barcelona get along like the Hatfields and the McCoys. And they feared some serious problems here if Barcelona were to ever wear white with green on this field. But Barcelona will be the exception to the World League rule. They'll wear green at home for the rest of the season as Pelham McDaniels makes the hit on Tony Rice.
Ran an audible that time. Don't know if you could hear Tony Rice calling green 9. When he calls green 9, that's the option to the left, not the wishbone, but the option to the left. He comes up to the line of scrimmage. He looks over the formation. He says, we can run the option one side or the other, and that's when they ran a left, but they didn't do a very good job.
So they lose a yard on first down. Taylor is slotted right. 4 receivers in the game for the Dragons. And Tim Edgerton, one of them, has the catch, but a short gain. And Tony Rice doing a good job thus far in a very short passing game, one that may be more suited to his talents. And we'll listen to Jack McNell.
Bob, flat drag, horse right.
Okay, horse right, that's 4 wide receivers. I think he said Bob. That would be a back blocking on a linebacker.
3rd down, a short 5. Again, the 4 receivers. And a dump to Edgerton. Oh, but he lost that one. That's a free football. And Birmingham has it at their own 35. So another Barcelona first down play is wiped out by a fumble. And the ball-hawking Fire defense does its job again. Steve Gage forced it. John Miller recovered it.
The 3rd time that the ball has gone on the ground for the Barcelona offense. And again, just coming right down the seam. He's coming right at you is number 82. That's Tim Edgerton. Now watch when he gets hit. Here comes the ball. And I'll tell you, folks, turnovers other than points scored is probably the biggest factor in determining wins and losses.
And let's reverse that. It was John Miller that forced it, and Steve Gage, 48, recovers it. And the Dragons a little upset. They've moved the ball twice and lost it on fumbles.
Child of darkness, child of light. Tomorrow at 7.
If our mission is the globalization of American football, if our mission is to export American football worldwide, then certainly it has been a major success. On the other hand, if our mission is to have a spring league in the U.S., then I would say that, you know, it hasn't met what we felt it should.
American teams are not selling many tickets. The average attendance is 21,000. To the contrary, fans are going wild in Europe and Canada, averaging close to 34,000 per game.
I think that that there's a perception by people in the U.S. that we're either a developmental league or a farm league for the National Football League. And consequently, you know, I think that's hurting our attendance.
Linebacker Tracy Simeon is among a few of the players on loan from the NFL. Others are hoping to be noticed, and most dream of using the World League to someday reach the NFL.
I think in the future what we need to do is to have a policy that players coming into this league are committed to this league for longer than 1 year, say as many as 3 or 4 years.
Kerwin Bell, Ricky Blake, Richard Shelton, and Anthony Parker. The league must find a way to keep these developing heroes.
We don't want to get into talking about expansion until we're satisfied in our own mind that we have 10 stable franchises operating. And I would say our expansion, you know, will not go to the Far East. Immediately we'll look to Europe and Mexico.
All right, let's do this now. Load, 60, Z-choice, switch.
Load, 60, Z-choice, switch. On 3, ready?
I like the communication system, you know, but I think that it can't be turned on and kept on, you know, for the entire game, because I think it will take away from the game itself. I think the helmet cam is certainly revolutionizing the game and the way it's going to be shown on television in the future.
The future is bright for the World League if you consider the technological innovations and international interest. But how to get Americans interested in football in the spring?
And I think, you know, that's what our emphasis will be in year 2, to make sure that we have, say, an equal amount of promotion, marketing, not only in Europe but also in the U.S., so that the attendance level will somehow be, you know, what we ideally would like the attendance level be equal among the 2 continents.
And welcome back, everybody, to Montjuic Stadium in Barcelona, where we understand we've been experiencing some satellite transmission difficulties. Our apologies. We believe those are cleared up. Birmingham has moved the ball to the Barcelona 45, but the fire had been stopped and punt on 4th down. And this one will bounce nicely for the Fire and be down to around the 10-yard line. Inside the 10. Barcelona in green, leading 2-0. The Dragons tackled running back Elroy Harris in the end zone on the first play from scrimmage for the safety and the 2 points. And now let's go down to the sidelines and Nick Hawley.
Well, with me is Scott Ernie, the starting quarterback, or should be the starting quarterback for Barcelona, but you're out with an injury. What's happened?
A couple weeks ago at San Antonio, I got slammed to the turf and separated my shoulder a little bit, but each day it's getting better.
When do you think you're going to be back?
Hopefully I'll be back for the Frankfurt game.
So you'll be back for the final 2 games of the season, in fact, the important 2 for the Dragons.
Yeah, hopefully.
Great. Okay, thanks a lot, Scott.
Thank you.
Scott Ernie out of Rutgers has not thrown an interception this year for Barcelona, an amazing number. Tony Rice in his second game has thrown 2. Great, right on the money to Gene Taylor out of Fresno State. And Gene Taylor with a big play, and the Dragons, Dave, have shown the ability to throw the football here in the early going.
Well, they have, and they got the good matchup that time, because right down the middle, Taylor on a linebacker that time got by the linebacker clearly. You'll see it on the right side, so Rice just lays it in there. There you can see it. You see number 56 is chasing him. That's Steve Heisch.
Barcelona's been able to throw the ball down the middle of the field thus far. Jimmy Bell has stopped. Perhaps a loss there. 77 McDaniels and 53 Paul McGowan. Both in there on the play. There's McGowan, who is the leading tackler for Birmingham. He played at Florida State. It's an 8th-round draft pick of the Minnesota Vikings in 1988. Ball is 2nd down and 10. Over the middle. That one is held on to. snap pass inside the Birmingham 40.
Well, Dempsey Morgan is just going to run straight downfield and settle in behind the linebacker. He's all free. Now watch the hit after he catches it. Way to hold on to the football. That was John Holland, the cornerback, who was hitting him. But the way that Barcelona has dropped the football today after receptions, I thought that maybe that would be a fumble there, but that's the end of the first quarter.
And maybe why Norman got a chance to catch that ball. Norman replaced Marcus Cherry, who was injured. And in the first quarter, Tony Rice, 6 out of 6 for 102 yards. Now Barcelona needs to put the ball in the end zone. Dave Jennings and Nick Halling, Ted Robinson back in Barcelona. The first play of the second quarter. The Barcelona Dragons running, and Jimmy Bell takes it inside the Birmingham 35, where Paul McGowan again makes the tackle for the fire. 2-0, Barcelona leading on a safety on the first play from scrimmage. But the Dragons have moved the ball in each of their possessions. Twice have been stopped by fumbles. Second down and 8. And Rice, another completion. And that is Dempsey Norman again. Just shy of a first down. And Rice is now 7 for 7. One of the oddities setting up an American football field in a soccer stadium is the end zone.
End zone only 7 yards deep. Now the goalposts are back to full 10 yards, but only 7 yards. So once the teams get down there, this is a benefit for the defense. They don't have so much room to cover.
That's simply because there wasn't enough grass to put on a full 120-yard field. Rice is now 8 for 8. Gene Taylor has a first down near the Birmingham 20.
One thing working very well for Barcelona in green, and that is Tony Rice, the quarterback, is this short passing game. And for some reason, the Birmingham defense is giving a little soft cushion, so Barcelona just going with the short stuff and doing it very nicely.
All right, now Rice is picking apart Birmingham's defense. The type of passing game he didn't throw much in college. Short, accurate passes. And that is Jimmy Bell again, getting very little. It is 20 minutes to 9 in the evening in Barcelona, and into the Mediterranean goes the sun, a beautiful sight. That is shot from just outside Montjuic Stadium. Beautiful setting. Here we're up high in Barcelona, a city that is on a plain between some mountain ranges and the Mediterranean. Play action, and Rice with a man wide open. Gene Taylor again, and it will be first and goal for Barcelona. And nobody can feel any better right now than Tony Rice. This is what he wants the World League for, Dave, to show he can throw the football.
You know, in the opening I said he doesn't want to be known as a running quarterback. Well, tonight you're saying that he's not really, but here's a double team, but the safety back deep is giving too much of a cushion, so Taylor just settles in there. He's out at the 2-yard line.
And Rice, dead perfect, 9 for 9, 131 yards, and a full house backfield now for Barcelona. And this is their touchdown man, and Lionel Carr is in again. 7 straight weeks for Lionel Carr to score a touchdown, and it's 8-0 for Barcelona.
If you've watched this Barcelona offense, you know that once they get down towards the goal line, Lionel Carr, number 44, is the go-to guy. He's got 7 touchdowns, 1 per week. They load up the backfield, just give him the ball, tell the offensive line to get some penetration, and watch, he stopped here, but those strong legs just keep working, and he gets in for the touchdown.
Through the smoke that comes out of the Dragon in the end zone, we'll try to watch Monca, and that extra point is blocked. Tracy Sanders of Birmingham getting in to block the kick. We couldn't see it because of the smoke coming from the Dragon. But Barcelona with a touchdown leads 8-0.
Our control.
Okay, look at the touchdown run by Carr. Number 24 right in the middle of your screen is Arthur Hunter. He is going to meet Carr right in the hole, and guess who wins? Here's the initial meeting, but then Carr with those strong legs, Hunter didn't have a very good hold on him, and Carr goes in for a 7th touchdown in 7 games.
82 of those 89 yards were covered through the air by Barcelona. Rice was 5 for 5 on the drive. The extra point blocked, so it is 8-0 for Barcelona. As Luis Aguiar, very strong leg. This one is a very short kick. And racing up the field, it is Henry. And a good run back will give Birmingham field position near their 35-yard line. But with as few points as Jan Gailey's Fire scored this year, they can't afford to get too far into a hole. And you see that so far the offense has been a mismatch.
And you know what makes the score a lot closer and what these numbers would indicate? The 2 turnovers by Barcelona.
Brent Peace now has Kenny Bell as the lone setback. 3-man rush, and he hits Bell out of the backfield. And Bell spun away from Ron Getz's tackle and stumbled across the 45 for a first down for Birmingham.
Bell came out that time. There's Naposki, the guy he beat, just coming out, beat him inside, and then he was running away from Naposki. You'll see it coming right in here from the right side of your screen. Naposki trailing. You can't even see him. That's how far out of the play he is. And Bell getting some positive yardage.
Eric Naposki out of Connecticut. First down, Birmingham from the 46-yard line. And Peace with a lot of time, way overthrows Willie Boyer on the near sideline. The coverage from Adrian Jones.
Excellent coverage by the whole defensive backfield. You saw Peace back there with plenty of time to throw, but no one was open. Good coverage.
Dave, Birmingham, the white-clad Birmingham Fire, see Peace's numbers. It's been a remarkable year. Birmingham has only scored 79 points all year, but they've scored about 65% of their points in the second quarter. This has been their quarter. 51 of the 79 points. And that one is complete to Kenny Bell in Barcelona territory. And let's go down now on the third down play. Listen to Jack McNell. Well, Jack on defense doesn't have much to say right now. He's letting Red Kellen there as Red Kellen and the Hat defensive coordinator do a lot of that work. 3rd down and 4 coming up. 4 wide receivers and Peace in the shotgun. And he runs a little quarterback draw here, but he ran into the back of a lineman and got stopped to gain perhaps a yard. Jerry Reese, 92, in on the play for Barcelona.
I think he ran because the 2 backers came in on a red dog. You had Getz, number 56, and Lindstrom on the outside. They were slot receivers, so again, a short corner. 2 linebackers came, so Peace ran, but now we've got a 4th and 2, so they're going to punt it off, we believe.
This is the 3rd straight possession that Birmingham has crossed midfield but had to punt. Maggio gets it away, and Tim Edgerton takes the fair catch at the 10-yard line of Barcelona. The Dragons lead it 8-0.
Also in dandruff control.
A company, that's why people who know use Valvoline.
In an effort to educate the Catalans in the fine art of punting, we present the grace and elegance of a former athlete, sure-handed, strong-willed, and the ability to absorb a pounding. Who is he? He is Dave Jennings.
I didn't know anything about that, folks. That 1978, the last game of the season.
And you thought punting was a non-contact sport, right? And they told you a long time ago when you signed up? Thanks, fellas. First down for the Barcelona Dragons from their 11-yard line. And Tony Rice hands it off to Jimmy Bell. And Bell gains about 3.
You know, normally Junior Jackson is in on special teams plays, and you may have heard that one, but he's 51 inside linebacker, and he just laid a nice hit that time, what he normally does on special teams. You know, I talked about, and I haven't passed telecast about first down efficiency. So far, Barcelona on first down before that play averaging 12 yards per first down play. Birmingham 5.2.
It's second down and 7, so that was one of the least effective first down plays for the Dragons. And Rice to Bell. Good running by Bell to break one tackle, and he got to the first down marker where John Miller ran him out.
You see what Junior Jackson did that time, number 51 for Birmingham. He came in and he, again, put a good hit, but he tried to block tackle him. And then Miller had to come in, and there you see him. He's number 44, the free safety, and he was able to stop him.
John Miller was an all Big Ten defensive back at Michigan State. It's a first down for the Dragons from their 22. And Rice got it over the linebackers to Demetrius Davis, the tight end. And that is 11 in a row for Tony Rice. Davis caught 9 last week for Barcelona.
He is the pass receiving tight ends very often. Barcelona will use too. You're going to see him on the right side of your screen just crossing. Hey, there he goes, number 88, getting across, settling underneath number 44, John Miller. And Rice is very impressive here in the first half.
Demetrius Davis out now on the first down play from the 45 of Barcelona. And Rice again. Birmingham 30-yard line. For Tony Rice to drop back and stand in a pocket and deliver a ball like that has to just be a wonderful feeling for him.
And how about Dempsey Norman? If you watch his first half, you'd say those guys have been practicing a long time. They've been running those routes after practice. He's been here, what, 2 or 3 days?
And right now, Barcelona's running its offense like this is a practice. Precision. 12 for 12 for Rice. 7:20 to go in the first half. Barcelona leading 8-0 and driving. Jimmy Bell, very little. Well, those inside linebackers for Birmingham are good. McGowan, 53, was all over that play.
Paul McGowan is tough enough when he is blocked. That time he came through untouched and made the tackle.
With Dave Jennings and Nick Halling, Ted Robinson at Montjuic Stadium in Barcelona. The Dragons in week 7 of the World League, leading Birmingham 8-0. We have 6:50 and counting to play in the first half. Barcelona in green with the ball, and Rice throwing. And that is a diving grab by Thomas Woods at the 12-yard line of Birmingham.
Well, and I'll tell you, Rice, you see him here standing on his feet, but he took a shot. I believe it was Maurice Oliver, number 59, the linebacker who came in. Rice just stood in there, delivered the pass nicely. Hey, how do you think Scott Ernie's shoulder's feeling right now?
On the sidelines, you know what they're calling Scott Ernie right now is Wally Pipp.
Now, keep in mind that Rice is about to get hammered, but Woods, nice going down, gets the catch.
Bell, the lone setback. Jimmy Bell gets the ball. Birmingham's doing a much better job as this game goes along of stopping the run. They just can't stop Tony Rice's passing right now.
I'll tell you one thing we haven't talked about, the offensive line for the Barcelona Dragons. John Branham has been in its center this quarter. What they do is they start with Bobby Sine and they bring in John Branham, but Kurt Mullen, Voorhees, the guards, and Mickle and Adams, the tackles have done a great job so far protecting for the quarterback and also opening the holes.
And Jimmy Bell's been in every play in that backfield in the first half. Now 2nd and 8, Rice play fake. Now rolling out and throws it as he's going down, and it's caught. A very short gain by Demetrius Davis, but it saves the loss.
You know, I said in the opening, one thing they have to defend is the quarterback now. Now, Rice rolls out. They call that a naked where he fakes the handoff and comes out with no blocking, but Maurice Oliver had it. Now, again, in the World League of American Football, there is no in the grass. This is called naked here. He doesn't have any blockers out there, So now here's in the grass. Nope, they don't have it here. So Rice, this is sometimes a very dangerous play to throw it, but he had Demetrius Davis open for the reception.
And with 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 6, Rice sees something he doesn't like and takes a timeout. Rice has completed all 14 of his passes. We think that's a World League record. The Dragons lead 8-0.
Why am I going?
I need contact.
Only wear soft lenses at participating Sterling optical locations. Similar savings on other Bausch & Lomb lenses. Some minor restrictions apply.
Back Tony Baker and the Frankfurt Galaxy clash with the Orlando Thunder. World League football on USA. Tonight at 8 Eastern.
Christopher Plummer and Simon McCorkindale star in Counter-Strike tomorrow night at 9, 8 Central on USA. John Miller has been the defensive standout thus far for the Fire.
Although there's a problem when your safety is getting that much action. He is the free safety.
3rd down and 6 now for the Barcelona Dragons. They have 3 wideouts and a tight end in here. And that one goes right through the hands of Gene Taylor, although it was tipped by Tracy Sanders. And that's the first incompletion after 14 in a row for Barcelona.
Remember I talked about that 7-yard end zone. You don't have so much room to work with. So they're only 7 yards here, so he's running out of room. Now look at Sanders get his hands on the ball. But maybe Rice, if he had 3 more yards, he could have thrown it just a little bit farther for the reception and then the touchdown. But now we've got a 27-yard field goal attempt.
That's an extremely tough pattern to throw in that short end zone. Now Menka tries the field goal, and this one is no good. And Barcelona, despite dominating this game for most of the first half, has very little to show for it on the scoreboard. 2 missed field goals and 2 fumbles, and they lead 8-0.
The modern day Ripper is on the loose. No one is safe. James Spader stars in Jack's Back on USA. Tomorrow at 2, 1 Central.
In the metro stations of Barcelona, some young musicians trying to get their feet started. And here's a new quarterback for Birmingham, Eric Jones out of Vanderbilt, an option quarterback. And he runs on his first play from scrimmage out across the 30, and that's going to be, I believe, yes, it is a first down for Birmingham. Birmingham brought Jones into a game 2 weeks ago with a special series of option plays to try and change up against the defense.
You know, again, most defenses in pro football do not practice against the option. There's Peace looking on, keeping his helmet on, so I'm sure he thinks he's coming back in. The score is only 8-0. Favor Barcelona.
Eric Jones was a second-team All-Southeast Conference quarterback at Vanderbilt 2 years ago. Trying to throw it on the run, and he has a man, Phil Ross, his tight end, and that is close to midfield, and that will be another Birmingham first down. 16 yards on the play.
I'm sure Ross likes the new quarterback. He's only caught 4 passes coming into this game.
Ross was a fine catcher in college. He caught passes thrown by Eric Wilhelm of the Cincinnati Bengals at Oregon State. And so quickly, Jones, with very little playing time this year, has moved the Fire to a couple of first downs. And Jones fakes one way, throws the other to Ross. And that's another first down, and very quickly Birmingham moves the ball to the Barcelona 34-yard line.
I said Ross would like this quarterback because now that's the second pass. That time Lindstrom, the linebacker, rushed the quarterback, and then he realized he had Ross in coverage and came back late. Ross was open, completed pass.
2 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the first half. It has been dominated, except for these last 3 plays, by Barcelona at Birmingham. If they can put the ball in here, it could go off with a tie. Jones again pitching the fake one way and throwing the other way to Willie Boyer. A.J. Green on the play at the 25 of Barcelona.
Green giving about a 15-yard cushion on Boyer. Here's one of our Operation Discovery players,
Guillermo Gomez. And he will be the subject of our halftime feature, a Reebok halftime report with Nick Halling. He's from Madrid, though. And thus, he is not the matinee idol here in Barcelona. Guillermo Gomez. We'll meet him at halftime. The most complete football player in Spain is how he is billed. We're coming up to the 2-minute warning. And it is a first down at the 25-yard line, and Birmingham will run the clock down now to the 2-minute warning. Very common now to have messages on the shoes. Even Guillermo has picked up on that American tradition. We're coming up to halftime at Montjuic Stadium. The Dragons lead at 8-0. There's a look at the Coors Silver Bullet passing statistics. The World League quarterbacks by ranking. Stan Gelbaugh, the London Monarchs, leading. See Scott Ernie hanging in there despite his injury. Jeff Graham and Kerwin Bell. The Coors Silver Bullet passing summary. Right now, Eric Jones, the quarterback for Birmingham, throws to Kenny Bell, but Bell is brought down for a loss on the play by Charles Fryer. There's a very popular Spaniard. They call Charles Fryer here El Cacahuente. What does that stand for? The cockroach. Popular? They like him very much. He is the cousin of Irving Fryer, the New England Patriots. I know what they call him up in New England. And on second down and long yardage, that one to Willie Boyer. That's going to be almost a loss. Fryer again on the tackle. Boyer fights his way back near the line of scrimmage. Down out of the sidelines, and Nick Hawley.
Situation down here is that Brent Peace has a contusion of his left eye, but that is not the reason he's been taken out of the game. That is a coaching switch. Coach Gailey obviously deciding on the extra flexibility that's given him by Eric Jones. So Peace out, but not through the eye injury.
All right, Nick, we have 52 seconds and counting to play in the half. Birmingham trying to get a first down play here. They have 3rd and 13 coming up. Birmingham has all 3 of its timeouts. That might have been a good place to use one. Jones. And that one is caught. That'll be a first down. Boyer coming back to the ball, and he just got inbounds and just passed the marker at the 13-yard line.
Now that's the key on this. Boyer coming back to the football. A rollout to the defensive right side, and Boyer running a deep pattern, but then he comes back to the football, and a good arm here, delivering it in. And there's Fryer, who's been on the last 3 tackles, but Boyer running away from him back to the quarterback allows for the completion. First down, 33 seconds to go in the first half.
There's Charles Fryer on 3 straight tackles. And they're resetting the clock. Verl Sorgen, our referee, resetting it to 35 seconds remaining in the half. They'll run that down here at Montjuic Stadium, where the fans, just like we saw at Waldstadion in Frankfurt 2 weeks ago, the fans really enjoy themselves. They entertain themselves during the game. Coming up on our Reebok halftime report, we'll show you Guillermo Gomez, one of the Operation Discovery players for the Barcelona Dragons. We'll also have first half highlights.
And again, keep in mind here, a 7-yard end zone makes it easier for the defensive backs to cover the wide receivers.
First down now, 13-yard line. And Jones over the middle, and that's to the 5 to Kenny Bell. Ron Gentz on the tackle. And to the 5-yard line, Birmingham takes a timeout. 24 seconds to play in the half. It has been all Barcelona, but Jack McNeil's team has had 2 fumbles and 2 missed field goals, and Birmingham has a chance to get even.
What is it? Tell me what it is, Steve. Second down and 1 on the 5, okay? First down and second. Willie, run a 2 route here. I want you to run a 2 route, okay? So we're going to run set. Is it on which hash? Middle? Okay, we'll go we'll go set right zipper, firm 272 out. And if they blitz you, you throw a 2 route to Willie on the backside, okay? It's going to be set right zipper. Firm 272 out. Okay? You just run a flat off the backside. Run a flat off the backside. This is the under route, okay? All right, here we go.
Okay, we got a lot of short patterns there. He's telling Willie Boyer to run about a 5-yard out, also telling Kenny Bell to just run into the flat. But these will be short patterns. I'm not sure what zipper means. I have a feeling it could mean motion.
I have to reset the clock again here. We'll also at halftime have a chance to discover the gastronomic delights of Montjuic Stadium. What are you anticipating tonight, Dave? Little blood sausage on a roll again?
No, I don't think so. But I tell you, food over here has been great. Had a lot of fun. I found some fish, found some chicken, so I'm right up my alley. That other stuff in Germany didn't quite appeal to me.
You like those little octopuses that we had for dinner last night, didn't you?
Is that what you told me? That was chicken with extra legs.
No, yeah.
That's what you told me.
All right, clock is reset now at 26 seconds, and Birmingham still has 2 timeouts remaining. Barcelona leading 8-0. But the Fire threatening, second down and a yard from the 5-yard line. Here's the zipper. Mobley was the man in motion. And that one is intercepted by Charles Fryer. El Cacahuete, the Peanuts. And he comes away with the interception to stop Birmingham at the goal line.
I'll tell you, 2 weeks ago in Frankfurt, I said the toughest pattern down the goal line to defend is that quick slant. And Fryer just sat on it and closed beautifully. And then tipped the ball in the air. Boyer, just a quick slant. Now look how quickly Fryer closes on it. He read it the whole way, had Boyer man for man, tips it, and that is a huge play. It saved at least 3, possibly 6, 7, or 8. Watch Fryer just close out. Look at the speed closing.
And closing has been the problem for both teams. Barcelona went 80 yards on its last possession, missed a field goal to get no points. And now Birmingham goes 75 yards, and with the interception, gets no points. And the Dragons trying to run the clock out.
What's up, son?
Charles Fryer with the interception to save the shutout at halftime. So Barcelona has the lead. They terribly outplayed the Birmingham Fire until that last drive. Barcelona would have to feel like they should have a bigger lead than what they do. 8-0 Dragons at halftime. And now let's go down to Nick Halling.
Dominance of that first half, just a lead of 8 points. Are you a little concerned at this stage?
I'm very concerned. In fact, down in there, I think they're about ready to score. We missed an extra point. We missed a chip shot field goal, and then missed another field goal. But Birmingham's playing hard. Our guys are playing hard, and it's going to be a heck of a second half.
Now, the Fire have brought in this option quarterback. Is that going to cause a bit of a defensive rethink at halftime?
Yeah, it definitely does. Anytime you get a quarterback, he can scramble. He ran a naked in that one period coming down. The guy ran an option. It's always a problem. You get a quarterback that can run.
Okay, thanks, Coach. Back up to Ted.
All right, Nick, thank you. Nighttime at Barcelona. A cool evening. We've had a lot of offensive football, but not much closing. The Dragons lead at halftime. The Reebok halftime report next.
Recovery.
The World League on USA is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the World League.
Halftime in Barcelona leading Birmingham 8-0. Fireworks, the order of the night here in Barcelona as they entertain the folks here. The Dragons lead 8-0, and now it's time for a look at one of Barcelona's popular players in our Reebok halftime report.
The Reebok Halftime Report, brought to you by the greatest sports performance shoe in the world, the Reebok Pump. Pump up, and they're out. a medieval town, a place where creativity knows no bounds. A culture between the Pyrenean frontier and the Costa Brava that inspired the architect Gaudi and the sculptor-painter Miró. Barcelona, a boastful city, a port city, a land to feast on paella, grow up playing soccer, and reach a ripe old age in the golden Mediterranean sun. Christopher Columbus discovered America in 1492, and Guillermo Gomez found football in 1991.
You gotta be smart to play football, because if there's a big guy, I mean, amazing guy, strong, whatever, but he's not smart at all, he cannot play. So that's what attracted me from football. That is a sport that you need your head, you need your heart, you need your body.
And with his head and his heart, Guillermo began to train his body early this year, all in the hope of playing for the new team in town, the Barcelona Dragons.
Probably I'm gonna begin being the worst player in the league. But that's exciting for me, you know, because I want to show everybody, I mean, not only the people in my country or in my city or in my team or the rest of the teams, just the American guys, you know, that I can play.
Guillermo only played football for a couple of years. He was Spain's best running back in an amateur league in his hometown of Madrid. Dreams of someday playing pro were remote until Operation Discovery gave him his chance. He worked out hard and made it into the World League for the Barcelona Dragons.
I think they saw in me the raw talent. That's what they call it, you know. They said, okay, maybe this guy has been playing football. He doesn't have much technique or whatever, but we can teach them, you know. So they saw attitude in me.
Sí, dale por debajo. Tú tienes que cubrir a Enrique.
I want the American football to be one of the top sports in Spain.
Down, Enrique. Sí.
So I'm really interested in growing football in Spain, you know, and teach the kids, because I know they're interested. I can tell that because my brothers are interested in football, you know, and I love to teach them whenever I can.
Guillermo's love of the game has infected his entire family. They get together to watch his games on TV. And Guillermo's mother, much like any mother from any country, worries about her son getting hurt. But his brothers love it, and soon they may even get to see Guillermo making the big plays.
No, I would see in television American football because it's more spectacular.
Now it's fashion football to talk about football, American football here in Spain.
I'm very happy that he's going to play there, and I think he's more happy than I am, and he will play very good and he will do well.
Although Guillermo hasn't seen much action yet, his enthusiasm has carried him far. He's making friends, playing football, and learning more about the game than he ever thought he would in Spain.
Each day I'm learning with the American guys in my team, and they're showing me how to spin, how to stiff arm, how to hit better, how to run, how to look, how to follow blocks, everything. That's like gold for me, you know.
Maybe one of Guillermo's most important functions was showing the Barcelona players where the hamburger joints were in downtown. We'll be back with more halftime from Barcelona in a moment.
Pump up and air out.
Look at that. What we've seen, Barcelona, is why here they refer to American football as El Espectaculo, the spectacle. Enough gunpowder to fund a couple of wars here tonight, here at halftime. Barcelona leads 8-0. And Dave, what did we find from the concession stands here tonight? Well, this is called a bocadillo.
I got my chips, folks. Got my chips.
No brave. You're not brave at all.
Absolutely not.
Bocadillo's a long piece of bread here, and it's got jamon on it, Spanish ham. You sure I can't sell you by chips? Okay, well, while I sample this, why don't you talk us through some of the highlights of the first half?
All right, the first half was really all Barcelona, including a couple of turnovers, but it started off with Eric Lindstrom making a big play after the opening kickoff. You see him, number 50, gets down low and makes the tackle of Elroy Harris in the end zone for the safety. You can see Lindstrom is celebrating, so that was the big play, 2-0. A little later, He had Lydell Carr down inside. He's the go-to guy on the goal line. And watch the power as he meets the defensive back, but just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. And Lydell Carr gets his 7th touchdown in 7 games. Now, late in the first half, Birmingham moved down. They made the quarterback change. Watch Charles Fryer just close on the pass, cut in front. Pass maybe thrown a little behind, but Charles Fryer doing a nice job keeping the ball in his sights and making the interception to make sure that Birmingham does not score. As a result, Barcelona scores 8-0.
And let's go down to the sidelines now and Nick Hawley.
Coach Gainey, why did you make the switch at quarterback?
Well, the reason is I felt like we needed to change up. Eric can do some things with the option. We ran the option the first play and gained 10 yards or so. He can run the other aspects of our offense too. He just gives a little bit of a change up, a little bit of another dimension, very similar to what Tony Rice does, for Barcelona.
Yeah, Rice had an outstanding first half. What adjustments have you made at halftime to try and cope with that?
Well, we've got to stop that 4 wides package. That'll be the #1 thing. They're doing a very good job of throwing the football, which is, they've normally done a good job of running it. Now they're throwing it, so we've got to adjust to that.
Thank you, Coach. Back up to you, Ted.
Well, they're dancing to the sounds of Jerry Lee Lewis right now, and they can still see the field through all the smoke from the fireworks. We'll have the second half kickoff for you from Barcelona in a moment.
Natural choice.
Call Hair Replacement Centers now for your free informative booklet. 1-800-453-6600.
The World League on USA is brought to you by Allstate. For home, auto, life, and business insurance, you're in good hands with Allstate. And by the Coca-Cola Company and your local Coca-Cola bottler.
Dave Jennings had no courage, but this youngster does. She samples the Montjuic Bocadillo. Tonight, the World League comes from Orlando, Frankfurt at Orlando with Tim Brandt, Dan Marino, and Mick Luckhurst. Some will see Bill McAtee and Warren Moon with Montreal at Sacramento. Monday night, Brad Nessler, Boomer Esiason, and Michael Barkan. London starts its North American swing at San Antonio. We're set for the second half here. Birmingham in white to kick off, trailing 8-0 to the Barcelona Dragons. Kirk Maggio kicks it high and short, and Demetrius Davis takes it at the 20. Here like that, seeing the big tight end lumber up the middle on a kickoff return near the 40-yard line.
Jack McNeil standing next to Dick Curl. Dick Curl on the left, the offensive coordinator. And he obviously has already given in the play to the quarterback, Tony Rice.
We have not seen Paul Palmer tonight. Jimmy Bell continues as the lone setback. 2 tight ends in here for the Dragons. And Birmingham all over that again. It's John Brantley this time. But the 2 tight end set was in that backfield right away to bring down Bell.
Trying to run the counter to the left side. We talked about Brantley early on, but the inside backers, we haven't talked about him a whole lot. But that time, Brantley getting in quickly to stop the running game for a loss of 3 yards.
Well, Birmingham did a good job against Barcelona's running game in the first half, but not the passing game. Rice was 14 for 15. Now 2nd and 14. Rice throws. Catch by Davis. And a big gain up near midfield and just shy of the first down.
I tell you, Rice did a real nice job that time stepping up into the pocket. Davis on the left side releasing downfield, but Rice right there stepping up. Maurice Oliver, number 59, the outside linebacker, came.
Tony Rice is going back to Saskatchewan, Canada this summer. He will rejoin the Saskatchewan Roughriders of the Canadian League, where he played very sparingly last year. 2 tight ends set on 3rd down, and Bell gets the first. First down in Birmingham territory. The numbers from the first half, Dave, Barcelona has to be incredibly disappointed. 253 yards of offense and only 1 touchdown.
This is the big one right here, the turnovers. That's what hurt them so much, because they moved the ball well, got down, and were moving it, but they only came out with 8 points.
Birmingham got most of those first downs on their last drive when they, too, came up empty-handed. Rice Again underneath, Demetrius Davis. And a short gain. James Henry, 45, made the tackle at the 40-yard line.
You know, one thing that's allowed Rice to have a very, very good game tonight is the offensive line doing a good job. They've come out here, started with 2 tight ends. Good blocking by that front 5.
5 zone directed on 1, ready?
A 5 zone directed. That means they're going to run it probably to the left side. There's Palmer in the jacket, hasn't played. See if they run this to the left side.
And again, it's John Bradley. Well, John Bradley may be able to smell those plays out. He's been in there quickly on 2 of them. And a big loss will bring up 3rd down for the Dragons. Vince Dooley called John Brantley the best linebacker he ever coached at Georgia. That's pretty high praise. Second-team All-American while he was there. He has 6 tackles already tonight. 3rd down and 8. 4 wide receivers for Barcelona. And they pick up the blitz, and the pass is caught, the 1st down. Tim Edgerton. And a 1st down for Barcelona.
They had Edgerton on the outside, Norman on the inside. Norman cleared it out, and Edgerton ran behind him and got free. Keep an eye on McGowan. Now he's going to drop into coverage. The linebacker is going to have to pick him up, and a good shot. But look at the catch by Edgerton. Kept the hold, and I'll tell you, that's what a linebacker likes, McGowan, being able to hit one of those wide receivers when he's not looking.
Rice continues his precision passing. That time not. That's the first misfire. Only the 2nd incompletion, but the first poorly thrown ball by Rice.
840 solid, outback, double right, 840 solid. Outback on 1, ready?
See if he rolls out to his right on a drop back to the right on this pass.
4 minutes into the 3rd quarter, Barcelona leading 8-0 and trying to add. Back across the field, and Davis has it for just a couple of yards. James Henry again on the tackle.
You know, when Barcelona goes with those 2 tight ends, what they like to do is they delay them out. And we've seen Davis delay a couple of times, and it seems like they're playing him as a deep threat. But he just releases out in the flat. He's caught a couple of passes.
Birmingham has had, or Barcelona has had the ball the entire 2nd half, and now they face 3rd and 7 at the Birmingham 28. Rice. And incomplete. A couple of hands got up and finally went through Gene Taylor's. And again, the Dragons move the ball and stop. And now have a decision to make. It'll be a 45-yard field goal attempt if they choose that. Monka has already missed 2.
Well, you heard Coach McNeil shout field goal. Boy, Taylor had an opportunity to make a catch. I don't know if the ball was tipped by one of the defensive backs, but he got behind them. And now Massimo Monka, who is 0 for 2, as you can see. He'd like to get on the board. Now got a timeout with 3 seconds left on the play clock.
Monka's longest this year, 42.
Okay. He is 1 for 4 inside the 40. Outside the 40.
Let's go. But do a good job up front. Here we go, man.
McNeil said it was his fault. He told his players the timeout was his fault because it took a few seconds to make the decision. And the field goal team was not able to get properly set. Monka, who set a career field goal record at Penn State, will try to prove he has the leg to boo one from 46. They have, just like Frankfurt, a lot of modern rock music that plays over the public address system here during the games, and they have a very professional-looking crew of animadoras, cheerleaders. Now we're set. Luis Aguiar, the punter, does the holding. And Manka gets a line drive kickoff here that again had the leg, but not the accuracy. So Manka has missed 3 field goals. And somehow Birmingham stays in the game.
We just made recorded history again.
kickers are the most beloved species, aren't they?
Well, look at this. Monka misses a field goal, so Oliver first goes by, and now number 24, Hunter, comes by, and he waves at him. I'll tell you, one of the guys from Barcelona ought to come over and retaliate. I remember in a Super Bowl 20 years ago, Cliff Harris did that to Roy Girella. Jack Lambert threw Harris down. It was a turning point in that Super Bowl game.
Monka's missed 3 field goals, although 2 of them were long ones. And Barcelona still leads 8-0. Eric Jones in for Birmingham, and he drills that to Boyer. He spun away from Charles Pryor, and Willie Boyer has a Birmingham first down at the 43-yard line.
I tell you, you got to be impressed with 2 quarterbacks who one didn't expect to see in this game, especially Eric Jones, 8 for 9 for 79 yards, and Tony Rice. Both quarterbacks doing an outstanding job.
Rice is 18 for 20. Jones, you saw his fine numbers in his brief appearance so far, hands the ball off to Steve Avery. And that was for a very short game. Bruce Clark up front, helping make the play for the Barcelona Dragons.
You know one thing Jack McNeil told me yesterday at practice? He said, you know, teams move the ball on us, but they don't always score. And we've seen that tonight.
The defensive front's been a big reason. Barcelona with Bruce Clark, Mike Ruth, and Steve Alvord. That's as fine a trio as there is in the World League. Good play fake there by Jones. And the pass is misfired, but we have a flag flying in late.
That could be our first penalty flag of the night. I'd have a guy downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Number 75 of the offense, 10 yards of down, 3rd down.
That's a costly penalty for the Birmingham Fire. Rich Schoenwolf. And it moves him back 10 yards and loses the down. So it's going to be 3rd down in long distance.
Go with it.
Schoenwolf coming in at right tackle that time. Just downfield, you got loss of down plus 10 yards. That's a big penalty.
3rd down from the 35-yard line. They have to get to the 48 of Barcelona, and there are some flags down as the ball didn't get snapped again. Looks like Schoenwolf again on the right side.
False start. Number 75 offense. Still 3rd down.
Well, that's called being so upset at yourself on one play you screw up the next one.
That's why these offensive linemen love college football so much better. They never call their numbers out when they make the penalty.
So now it is third down again. Jones long up the field, and that's a first down reception at the 45-yard line of Barcelona. Mark Hopkins, a rarely used tight end out of Central Michigan. They caught that ball right at the first down stick at the 47 and fell forward to get the yardage.
You know, I look at number 78 left side of your screen, R.C. Mullen. He moved before the snap, but doesn't get called. A long post pattern for a tight end. A good catch as he's double covered.
Now Eric Jones running left on the option. Run out nicely by the Dragons, and Jones gets just a couple.
That's how you defend the option. Charles Pryor, number 29, came up to take the pitch man, Kenny Bell. So Eric Jones had to turn it upfield where Alford made the tackle.
You know, Dave, this game very much now has the feel of a college game. And 2 option quarterbacks who are throwing the ball well, running the ball with few penalties. The game is flying by. We're down to 6.5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. From the 43 of Barcelona, Eric Jones off the hands of Willie Boyer and incomplete.
There you see Eric Jones getting up. The pass thrown a little behind Boyer. And the reason it was thrown behind Boyer is you watch Jones just back up here, and he is going to get hammered as he releases the ball. Steve Alford, number 61, and then there's pressure up the middle from Getz. Ball thrown a little behind, but notice quarterback, he's keeping his eye on his receiver.
Barcelona is plus 16 in sacks this year. Terrific statistic. 16 more sacks than their opponents. Big reason why defenses move it, but don't always score. Flags are down as that one is incomplete for Stacy Mobley. Correct that, Hopkins was the intended receiver, Mark Hopkins, in this flag.
Illegal motion, number 83, offense.
We got to turn this down, make it a 4th down in an obvious punting situation. They are not in field goal range
Penalty
yet.
for illegal motion is declined. 4th down.
And it'll be 4th down and 8 from the 43 of Barcelona. That is 4 times now that Birmingham has crossed midfield in this game.
Willie, you okay?
This time the Fire move at 37 yards and have to bring Maggio in to punt. That's a good kick. And the Dragons let it bounce, and Birmingham will down it inside the 5. Thomas Woods took a gamble, ran up under it, and the Dragons will be pinned back deep in their territory.
Got him. Got him. Need him? I got 6 upper running backs.
You want me to trade the Raiders linebackers? No problem.
Collect Pro Set football cards with your favorite stars in action and get a Pro Set World League card in every pack, plus a chance to win free official NFL memorabilia.
That first kid, you think he'll trade Warren Moon?
Only from Pro Set, America's #1 football card.
Centers is the natural choice.
Call Hair Replacement Centers now for your free informative booklet, 1-800-453-6600.
Moments in golf will be made as the most competitive players on the PGA Tour gather for the Kemper Open on USA, May 30th and 31st at 4.
Welcome back to Barcelona. The Dragons leading 8-0 here in the 3rd quarter. We've tracked down Ken Stabler. Ken's working for Birmingham Radio. Let's listen into what Ken's got to say.
He has really played an excellent ball game here.
Going in at the halftime, Matt, he was 14 for 15 and just as hot as a branding iron. And right now it's time for our defense to do what they've done all year long, is to keep this Dragon team pinned deep in the end zone. Right there has been a good chance for interception, but to keep them pinned and make field position work in our favor right here.
Along the far sideline, he was looking for his receiver over there. It was incomplete. And in the second half, he has not been as sharp as he was in the first.
Sharp, but I think what happens is you go in.
Okay, fellas, that's what a real play-by-play sounds like. Over to you guys.
Hotter than a branding iron, huh?
And our defense. That's one I like. Speaking of our defense, this is their defense, Birmingham. There was a collision on that pass play. 2 defensive backs. We had Holland and Miller just collided, and what a shot. It'll be on the upper left-hand portion of your screen. Rice dropping back and deep in his end zone. Now watch this collision. Boink. Looks like Norman, he just, he didn't get hit. The hit went through him.
John Miller is okay. It's the other player that is the one that has not gotten up. Wow. See John Holland standing there also. We're obscured from the player. We have 5 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. This is the first player that we've had seriously shaken up in the game. Barcelona leading 8-0. Kenny Stabler looks like he could still get out there and sling a few. I understand James Henry is the injured Birmingham player.
Again, Norman is the receiver down the left side, and it looks as though he almost cushions this. You know, he's right in the middle, but he doesn't really take the blow. And that was number 45 on the left, James Henry. It appeared to take a shot right through to his chin.
While the medical staff continues to attend to James Henry, we'll take a break and return to Barcelona in a moment.
final conflict between good and evil has begun. Brad Davis, Anthony Dennison, Child of Darkness, Child of Light, tomorrow at 7.
A copycat killer imitates Jack the Ripper. James Spader stars in Jack's Back, the USA movie, tomorrow at 2, 1 Central. Sports and politics mix very eagerly in sports in Spain. The banner that you can see partially there says Freedom for Catalonia, and that is exactly. Being in Catalonia is very similar to saying you're in Lithuania, where they tell you you're in Lithuania, not in the Soviet Union. The same with Catalonia, where they have their own language.
And that is a good sign to see James Henry walking off the field. Doesn't seem to be under his own power totally, but he is up and walking. And we'll take another look at the shot he took from his own teammate, really. Very clean shot, but just a collision here. Number 44 is John Miller. He is the free safety. What a collision. How about Norman, number 84, being able to get up? That's a great collision right there. Not great for this man, though. James Henry, Birmingham Fire.
Meanwhile, Barcelona starting now at the 5-yard line. They have second down and 10. Jimmy Bell, the only setback behind Rice. And off the left side, room for Bell. And he runs it for about 8 yards. And we'll give the Dragons a shot here with 3rd and short yardage. There's James Henry. The best thing about Henry, obviously, is that he's able to move the head and the neck. The first thing you worry about with a collision like that. Now it's going to be 3rd down and about a yard for the Dragons. Two tight ends. And Bell get it. He knifed by John Brantley, who was in there and had a shot at him.
Just zone blocking straight ahead by the offensive line. You called it there, Ted. Brantley, number 54 for Birmingham. He got the hit in the backfield, but couldn't finish it off. And Chan Gailey a little upset because that would have meant 4th down, a punting situation, and Birmingham would have gotten the ball in good field position.
Instead, it's a 1st down for the Dragons, who again are playing without their leading rusher, Paul Palmer, who we were told would play some tonight. We have not seen him. And this man has been the ball carrier, but a flag comes down as Bell runs up near the 25-yard line, but that type of flag that means the run's going to come back.
And Bobby Sign, number 52, getting up in pain.
Offense.
He's getting up in pain. You can see him, his right arm. See how he's just holding it down there? Now he's shaking a little bit. He was the one who was called for holding. They'll probably decline it. He is the center, 52, Bobby Sign. You can see him holding there. And when he came down on his shoulder. I don't know if that's a real good holding call, but they called it. Not only is it called for holding, he's hurt also.
If you call that holding, then you can throw a flag on every play. Bobby Sign from Baylor and the New Orleans Saints out, and the ball backs all the way up to the 9-yard line, where it will be 1st and 18. John Brantley zooms in on the Barcelona backfield. Bell trying to get outside. And Bell gets to the 15. Jimmy Bell, not a bad man to have replacing Palmer. He was a 1,000-yard runner at Boston College.
You know, we talked to Palmer yesterday as we look at this attendance figure, 31,490. Palmer said he was going to play tonight. Jack McNeil said he'd like to get him to play, but it could be that it's just too chilly here tonight. When you've got a hamstring pull, you like to get it nice and loose and warm, and on a cold night, it doesn't get that way, so they're probably holding him off for next week.
2.5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. A scoreless quarter to this point. And on 2nd down, there's a pass to Demetrius Davis, and that should be good for a 1st down.
How about Jimmy Bell, the running back, picking up Maurice Oliver on the blitz? It's one thing these running backs, Carr and Bell, do well is they do pick up the blitzing linebackers, and of course Davis, who's caught 16 passes coming into this game, he's got it up very close to a 1st down.
Got to bring the sticks across here to measure. You know, we should mention that attendance figure, 31,000 here tonight, Dave. How astonishing that is, given the fact that there is no such thing as a season ticket to the European sports fan. In fact, there is virtually no such thing as an advance ticket, even for a single game. The Dragons were amazed. They sold almost 15,000 tickets in advance before today for this game. That's unheard of in Spain.
Well, they like to have fun here, and the thing that impressed me was this crowd was here as soon as the gates opened. About 2,000 or 3,000 just sat across the way, just sat there waiting for stuff to happen.
The Animadores entertaining.
There's Paul Palmer.
There's Paul
running back.
Hasn't taken that red warm-up off tonight. First down for the Dragons from the 27-yard line. Flags fly as Jimmy Bell was hit for a loss. That flag came from Burl Sorgan.
Illegal motion on the offense.
And this penalty probably to be declined.
Well, I thought the last one would be, but they lost a couple of yards, so I got to believe they'll decline this one. You're right.
Is declined.
So taking a look at the cornerback, James Henry, number 45, Birmingham Fire. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't see him again tonight, but again, it's always good to see a guy who's out that long walk off the field, even though he wasn't totally under his own power. He doesn't look like he's all there, folks.
There's your game situation. Barcelona in green, up to the line, a 2nd and 11. 3 receivers left for Tony Rice. Now going to show the fleet feet. Haven't seen much of that from Tony Rice, who ran for 70 yards last week, and he runs this ball up near the 35.
Well, he ran 4 times in the first half for 4 yards, and one reason he hasn't had to run so much, the offensive line has done a great job for him. Now watch behind him. Oh, baby, he's almost got him, and that's where you can come up with fumble situations, but Rice putting it away and getting back to about a 3 yards from first down. 3rd and 3, we'll call it. 3rd and 2. And it's got to be a flag. Got to be a flag.
And nothing coming out. Tim Edgerton agrees with you. John R. Holland was on his back, but no whistle, and that'll be a punt for Barcelona.
Well, I don't know. That looked like he closed too fast. And Jack McNeil saying we want the penalty, but
have some courage to throw the flag.
See, have some courage to throw the flag. That looked obvious to me.
So in to punt is Luis Aguiar out of Utah State. He had a big, strong leg, and he booms this one. Mobley going to run with it. He got outside and got a couple of blocks. And Mobley's in the open field. He may go. Brought out of bounds by the punter at the 10-yard line. Stacy Mobley from Jackson State with a 70-yard punt return, and that puts Birmingham right back in the game. 1st and goal coming up for the Fire.
The success of any punt return is being able to get by that first line. Now, he had cut over to the right side. All the Barcelona players went over to the left, then he cut it back to the right, or he's looking at the left. Now, watch his tackle by Aguiar. Uses the sideline as a friend, and this is a pretty good tackle by a kicker right here.
I'll tell you, your punter did a great job, because Arthur Hunter should have blocked him out of the play. That should have been a touchdown. But Aguiar fought through that block, and it's 1st and goal on the last play of the 3rd quarter. Flags go down as Kenny Bell claws his way down near the 6-yard line.
Illegal motion. Offense.
So that play wipes out. Birmingham will lose 5 yards, but when the 4th quarter begins, the Fire still will have 1st and goal.
They may run another play here. Sometimes they put it back and they run another play to end the 3rd quarter. See what the officials talk about. The teams are running up field. Okay, they're going to end the 3rd quarter.
And it is still an 8-0 lead, but Jack McNeil has to be worried now of a big punt return, putting Birmingham in position.
Like today's KFC.
Obviously, when he was young, Luis Aguiar was a Dave Jennings fan. He learned how to tackle from Jennings.
Now, some people might criticize Arthur Hunter, number 24, Ted, for poor blocking. But watch Aguiar. He does get blocked here from the right side, but he stays with it, uses his hands to push off the blocker. Now shows his speed, using the sideline, and closes in. Obviously, he watched some film of me when he was younger.
That ball is dropped. And no, they're going to call that a completed pass. And Bell down at the 10-yard line. Kenny Bell on the catch at the 10-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and goal for Birmingham as we start the 4th quarter. And remember, it is 8-0. There is a 2-point conversion in this World League. And Chan Gailey needs to be thinking about whether or not he would attempt it to his team put this ball in.
Saying hurry. There's 7 seconds left on a play clock.
Eric Jones took over in the 2nd quarter as the Birmingham quarterback. And he stripped the loose ball. It's picked up by the Dragons.
Steve Alford came in and stripped the ball. And what did we say before? Birmingham can move the football, but they can't score on Barcelona. Eric Lindstrom coming up with a key turnover, but credit Alford with making the strip.
Chan Gailey's reaction showed it all. Eric Jones got in trouble and then let the ball be exposed and lost it.
Fakes the pitch outside. Now rolling on. Now Alford getting good pressure over here. Forces him upfield. Now watch the right hand. Right hand. There's Lindstrom picking up. He's thinking about, hey, maybe I can run for 90 yards. Important thing is he got control of the ball.
Barcelona taking over now at their 16-yard line. And Rice gives to Lydell Carr. The fullback straight ahead for a couple of yards. 61, Steve Alford out of Washington. Fine defensive lineman.
I'll tell you, Charles Fryer ended the first half. Alford here making 2 key plays to really stop, could be 14 points.
Remember, another fact, folks, no North American team in this World League has yet to come to Europe and win a game. We saw Raleigh-Durham come within 20 seconds of doing it in Frankfurt 2 weeks ago, and Birmingham could well be in front here as Jimmy Bell goes down. It's been a game of lost opportunities for both teams. Barcelona has had an extra point blocked, 3 missed field goals, and 2 fumbles. Birmingham has twice turned the ball over inside the Barcelona 10.
Steve Heich, number 56, he's the one who made the tackle, fighting off the block of the tight end.
We've had a scoreless second half. Barcelona got a safety on the first play of the game, first play from scrimmage of the game, and a touchdown early in the 2nd quarter. Rice jumps the ball ahead to Carr, but Carr is down short of the first down. And with 13 minutes and change to play, Barcelona's going to have to punt it away. And Stacy Mobley, who just ran one back 70 yards, will be back again. And the only reason Mobley's back returning punts is because James Henry has been knocked out of the game. Luis Aguiar to punt. And Mobley will have a chance here. He's a lot of room to run this one. And he's to midfield, so Birmingham with great field position. 12:43 remaining, and Barcelona clings to that 8-0 lead. The Palau de la Generalitat. This is the home of the autonomous government of Catalonia. You might say it's City Hall. The state of Catalonia, they have their own language here. If you're coming to Barcelona, folks, for the Olympics next year, your Spanish-English dictionary isn't going to do you much good. They speak Catalan here, which is basically a mixture of Spanish and French. And as Dave Jennings has discovered, English doesn't go far. Eric Jones trying to go far, but he throws a wounded duck up there, and it's broken up. Willie Boyer actually had to become the defensive back there and stop A.J. Green from the interception.
Okay, Ted, here it is. Look at these possessions. The big one's the interception here. the fumble right here, and even in that first half, that safety, those are the big ones. That's what's hurt Birmingham more than anything tonight.
It's the interception right before the end of the first half, and the fumble when they started after the punt return at the Barcelona 9-yard line. Those are 2 touchdown chances for Birmingham, and they came away with nothing. Second down and 10 and a loose football from the sideline. Stops play momentarily. We have 12 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in Barcelona with Dave Jennings and Nick Halling. Ted Robinson on USA. We'll be right back here in Barcelona next Saturday when the Dragons will be hosting the San Antonio Riders. Hey, and it's European helmet cam.
And that's Steve Randolph holding the camera. He's still standing, so he took a couple of shots.
Steve better hope he can hold on to that camera. He won't be back next week. Takes a helmet from a Barcelona Dragon. Elroy Harris on the carry. Steve Randolph. Our camera crew had worked overtime here at Montjuic Stadium before the game.
I'd like to see Boomer wear that.
Third down and 5 now for the Fire. And Jones goes to the shotgun with 4 receivers. Oh, he got blasted and got the ball away, but trying to get the first down, Kenny Bell circled back, and he got a real good mark, though, and he's going to be within a foot or so.
But a big mistake by Bell. Bell caught the ball, he had the first down, then maybe he didn't know where he was, but instead of just putting his head down and going forward, he tried to escape the tackler.
And here's a fourth down.
If it's not there, call timeout.
Okay. Well, it's not there. It's not there. But Chan Gailey's team's going to have to go for it here.
You know what he might be saying? He might be trying to draw him offside. There's 4 seconds left on a play clock. They're going to have to call timeout.
And they do. So Birmingham calls a timeout. They have 4th down and a yard coming up. 10.5 to play. Barcelona the lead.
The Allstate Good Hands Play of the Week, brought to you by Allstate. For home, auto, life, and business insurance, you're in good hands with Allstate. With the game in overtime, Barcelona linebacker Eric Naposki snares this interception and returns it for a touchdown to give Barcelona a thrilling victory and earn this week's Allstate Good Hands Play of the Week.
Barcelona leading here, and let's go down to Nick Halling with one of his more eloquent sideline guests.
Well, the Birmingham players might disagree, but I reckon this guy is the most dangerous Dragon on the field, and he's 30 yards behind the end zone here. Every time something really dramatic happens, this guy literally blows fire out of his mouth. It's a bit like our producer, really. He does that as well. And next time you see a touchdown, watch out for these things, because they're going to really light up the place, and it gives a whole new meaning to the idea of a defensive back getting burned. They really mean it literally here in Barcelona.
Hey, Ted, how come whenever I hear him, I always think of the lifestyles of the rich and famous?
Must be the rich. You're thinking of the rich, aren't you? Well, Birmingham got the 4th down play squared away during the timeout. They ran Elroy Harris for the 1st down. And Jack Bicknell's look of worry increases as Birmingham has it to the 38-yard line of Barcelona. Eric Jones gives Elroy Harris. Flags down again as Harris moves it inside the 35. Ball scored free with the plays dead, and flags are down. Elroy Harris went down a little awkwardly there, and he's slow getting up. He was stapled backwards on that tackle. Todd Howard was one of the men in on it. 9:50 remaining in Barcelona. The Dragons lead 8-0, and that man a key acquisition for the Fire, trying to find some offensive explosiveness, and Harris is down.
Illegal formation after the shift. Number 75 was on the end of the line. Offense.
Now, Rich Schoenwolf's had a tough tip.
Well, that's not his fault, though. The tight end shifted over from the right side to the left side, and the wide receiver on the right side should have moved up to the line of scrimmage to cover up Schoenfeld, but the wide receiver was off the line, leaving Schoenfeld as a eligible receiver in a sense, so they had to blow it. That's not his fault. Rich, we're not going to get on you for that. The tight end shifted on you, and the receiver on your side didn't help you. nothing he can do either. Meanwhile, we look at Elroy Harris, who is still down.
His legs got pinned underneath him, and he got pushed backwards on that tackle.
Right.
Come on, Chan, talk to us. These guys they must know when we're coming. You ever notice that? In all our European games, they don't talk to us.
It's like those, in hockey, the officials have those little things on their side. When it's time to drop the puck, they get a little buzz with that machine. I think same thing happens here. When we go to the coaches, they say, time to shut up, because they know other teams watch. They watch the films.
Harris being helped off. Birmingham really has only 3 running backs on their roster. And they lose 1 now to injury.
And of course now, if they have to get somebody to replace him during the course of next week, they got to get him from Team Dallas, so fly him over here. It takes a couple of days. It's tough playing over here if you're not a home team.
Well, that's for sure. Again, no North American team has come to Europe and won in the World League. 0 for 8 thus far. Birmingham trying to change that with 9:38 remaining. 1st and 15 at the Barcelona 43. A ton of time for Jones, now throwing for Mobley, who's there, and Mobley has it. Touchdown! They call it a touchdown before the ball got knocked free, and Birmingham has crept to within 2, and Chan Gailey on the sidelines is going to go for the tie. He's holding up 2 fingers. 43 yards from Eric Jones to Stacy Mobley. And the Fire will go for the 2-point conversion and the tie.
One reason Eric Jones had plenty of time to throw the ball is Bruce Clark, who rushed from the left side, was triple teamed that time. So Jones, who's rolling out to Bruce Clark's side, got free for the, Eric Jones got free to throw the ball. Now, I thought Schoenfield might have been downfield. You notice the ball's on the 3-yard line. That's the rule. They put it on the 3 as they're going for 2 here.
Avery alongside Eric Jones. Everybody out, and that one's batted up in the air and incomplete. It falls to the ground, incomplete. And Barcelona successfully stops the 2-point play. And the Dragons retain the lead with 9:24 to play.
Web of Deceit, Wednesday at 9.
Who just caught the touchdown. Watch how he gets free. He's got an inside move, now goes out. Jones loses his footing. Now he can't get back in the play. The other thing, watch after Mobley. He gets the ball across the goal line. He doesn't get in, but the ball does, and you'll see it better maybe from this angle. All he's got to do is break the plane of the goal line. There, it's broken. Play's dead right there. Touchdown.
Kirk Maggio kicking it off for Birmingham, and Thomas Woods to run it for Barcelona. Trying to get outside, and he's near the 30-yard line with another flag going down. But the 2-point conversion play was broken up by the Dragons to keep them in front.
And Jones rolling out to his right. Watch the ball get batted up in the air by Bruce Clark, just putting that hand up. And now it's just a jump ball situation. So a 2-point difference now.
33-year-old Bruce Clark.
Scott Ernie on his left.
On the return, an illegal block below the waist by number 55 of the kicking team. First down, 15 yards.
Wow. Why would the kicking team be blocking?
It's a good question. That's the first thing they'll ask Chad Thorson. See Chan Gailey's trying to find out exactly who they call it on. But we're going to see if we can see it.
Right here. See if he just happens to go down. He's trying to break up the wedge. He's just trying to break up the wedge. That's, I don't know about that call.
Well, it gets Barcelona out to the 44-yard line. The Dragons lead 8-6, and they give it to Jimmy Bell, who's got some room outside. And ankle tackled out of bounds by John R. Holland as he crosses midfield. A bit more urgency now to the Barcelona offense that has stalled in this second half. As we go under 9 minutes. Jim Bell with 20 carries in this game has been the workhorse that Paul Palmer has been most of the year. Second down and 3. And a flag as Bell runs for a first down. But Jack Bicknell would love to see about 6 or 7 running plays in a row to really heat up some clock.
Just send this back another 10 yards.
Holding, number 77, offense.
Left tackle. Jeff Mickle out of Eastern Washington nailed there. This offensive linemen hate this. The only time they ever get noticed when the flag is thrown.
Be on the right side of your screen.
So that wipes out a first down run and backs it up to the 44 of Barcelona.
Hear all the whistling? That's how they boo over here in Europe.
Now it's second down and 10 for the Dragons. 8:15 remaining. And now whistles blow. But they did not run out of time on the play clock.
I think the officials called it dead because they want to talk about something. Maybe it was the mark off of the penalty. They only marked off 5 instead of 10 yards.
But they marked off, actually, from the spot of the foul, 15. But the foul was committed at the 40-yard line.
Holding at the 10-yard penalty.
Maybe that's what they're discussing here.
Let's go back 5 more. There you go.
They are realigning the ball back to the 42. All right. That'll make it second down and 12. Barcelona at their 42. The Dragons lead 8-6 as we approach 8 minutes to play. And again, Jimmy Bell, nothing. Pelham McDaniels, number 77 on the play.
Jimmy Bell not quite running the play the way it's designed. If you can see it, pick up the right side of the offensive line, pulling back to the left side. That was the counter back to the left side, but Bell turned it up, and he didn't gain any yardage. Got to follow your lineman.
Dave, does it seem like the Dragons have gone a little bit away from the short passing game that worked so well early?
Well, they have. They've been trying to run. They're almost trying to run the clock out, but there's too much time left.
But now they're in a 3rd and 13. 4-man rush on Rice. Trying to get away from it and can't. And he almost lost the football. Otis Moore got him. And Rice was fortunate to hang on to the ball. And so with 7 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, Birmingham will get the ball back.
Good job collapsing the pocket and then getting after the quarterback after he turns it upfield. Now you see Rice wants to run, but Phillips is there. And now on the left side, Otis Moore, number 71. And hell, Rice almost loses the football.
I'll tell you, that holding penalty on Barcelona killed him. They had a first down at the Birmingham 40. That holding penalty took it back, and now the Fire will get it if Mobley can pick it up. Oh, and he got away. He got a big break. He got away inside the 5 and runs it all the way up to the 23. And so Birmingham, with 6:41 to play, will have a chance.
Liquid Crystal will shine and protect better than any car wax you've ever used, or your money back. Liquid Crystal, quite simply, the best shine and protection money can buy.
Explosive running back Tony Baker and the Frankfurt Galaxy clash with the Orlando Thunder. World League football on USA, tonight at 8 Eastern.
Welcome back to Barcelona. The Fire now just trailed by 2 with 7 minutes left. Even better news for the Fire. Elroy Harris has worked off the injury to his left knee. The official word is he'll be back. Back up to you, Ted.
I bet you Nick is going to spend this week in Ibiza, don't you think? Reporting on some beach wear, beach lounging. Birmingham with the ball now at their 24-yard line. 6:41 to play. Eric Jones. Kenny Bell drops it. Birmingham's touchdown earlier in this quarter was the first fourth quarter touchdown they have scored all season. In the last couple of weeks, Jack McNell's Dragons have not been a good fourth quarter team. It took 7 weeks for Birmingham to score fourth quarter touchdowns. But because of the blocked extra point after Barcelona's score, the Fire here need only a field goal to have the lead. Eric Jones dumps it off to Kenny Bell. Now there are flags again all over the field as Bell is dropped at the line of scrimmage by Todd Howard.
Might have R.C. Mullen for holding. Although, what do you do here?
Two separate penalties on the play. There are 2 separate flags.
Holding, number 70 offense. Holding, number 50 offense.
All right. Well, that's something you rarely see.
Number 70 is Tony Nowick, who is a nose tackle. Must have meant 50, Bill Anderson, and I think they meant 78.
Go with the set left.
Well, it would have been 3rd and 10. Are you surprised Barcelona?
The timer, please put 5:57 on the clock. 5:57, please.
All right, they're sorting out the penalties, sorting out the game clock, and it's going to take a second here to reset it. Are you surprised that Barcelona took the penalty? It would have been 3rd and 10.
Yes, I am. I thought they would turn it down.
Instead, they'll give, it'll be 20 yards, but they'll give Birmingham an extra play here. 5:57 remaining. 8-6, Barcelona the lead. Eric Jones being pressured. Dumps it over the middle, interception. And the Dragons have it deep in Birmingham territory. Ron Getz with the interception.
Eric Jones showing his inexperience right there. I mean, he really had to get rid of the ball because he might have been tackled for safety, but just throwing it up for grabs and good pressure on Eric Jones that time, and Getz just settling back in for the interception. That's what you call a huge play with 5:46 left in the fourth quarter.
Bruce Clark and Brent White, 2 are going to have the pressure here on Jones. And now Barcelona will need to take advantage of this turnover. And in their minds, I'm sure they'll think they can put the game away. 5:46 remaining. Bruce Clark just now getting off the field.
Well, what Barcelona would like to do, obviously, is score the touchdown, but if they get the field goal, they will force Birmingham to have to score a touchdown to win the game.
Jimmy Bell, the running game is just not going very far right now for Barcelona.
And keep in mind that Barcelona has missed 3 field goals here tonight, so I'm sure Jack McNell doesn't want to set up another field goal situation, although he may want to give his kicker some confidence and go with him.
First down play. Lost yardage, and it's 2nd and 11.
This time he's going to drop back slightly to his left and throw the pass.
Wide Fire, the only setback. Jimmy Bell slots right. And a quarterback draw by Rice. Rice gained some yardage, although not nearly what the play originally looked like it might yield. He's to the 13. McDaniels and Brantley closed it off. John R. Holland also for Birmingham. 4:45 remaining, and it's 3rd down for the Dragons. And 8 from the 13-yard line.
But Birmingham, they've got to keep Barcelona out of the end zone if they want to have a chance to stay in this ball game.
Flag 15! Flag 15!
Rice. Oh, and a good play there by Brantley for Birmingham to come up and get Rice. It looked like Rice not only had first down, he might have had touchdown.
And Brantley's down on the field. He's on the 11-yard line. Again, running the option as we're looking at it defensively to the right side. There's the pitch man being, the dive man being taken, so the quarterback has to run up because also the pitch man is taken.
So Dave, in his college days, Rice was as good at that option as any quarterback you'd see at the fake, the original fake, and then the decision, whether to pitch or to turn it up. He made him such an incredible, successful option quarterback at Notre Dame. And Brantley with an injury to his right arm.
Brantley, number 54, you'll see him making the tackle here. He goes down and gets sat on really by Rice, and you can see how it's either his arm or his, it could be his rib area. Now this sets up an interesting situation, the field goal. It's a 2-point differential right now. He has missed 3 field goals. You're looking at Massimo Manca. If he hits this, it's only a 5-point differential. So obviously Birmingham would have to take it all the way down. If he misses this, Birmingham only has to get down in the field goal range. So a very, very important field goal for Barcelona. It'll be from 28 yards, 27 yards.
Luis Aguiar is the holder. Manca missed from 26 earlier in the game. And that one is good. Manca hits it from 27 and gives Barcelona a little breathing room. 11-6 with 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining.
Aguiar, the holder, spins the laces around nicely. Now Manca's saying, oh baby, I finally made one tonight. Well, he doesn't say much.
And now I'm wondering if Chan Gailey is considering a quarterback switch again on his side. Eric Jones has done so well for him. But now you need to get down the field one more time after the interception. See how Birmingham chooses to go with it.
Now the reason you're seeing Manca on the sideline, he's talking to Scott Ernie there, he does not kick off.
I'll come back next week. Am I on?
Yes, you
I'll
are.
come back next week, once before. Who gives a damn? Come back next week. Wins or win. We're going to win this game. That's what matters.
Well, you know what Manca was saying that you heard Eric Jones walked over to Chan Gailey and said, am I on? And Chan Gailey said yes. So Jones was obviously thinking the same thing we might have been.
Luis Aguiar, the puncher, there he is, number 12, does the kicking off.
To the far side, Elroy Harris will field it.
Oh, my.
Flags again, and Harris shy of the 30. So after a penalty-free first half, we've had a lot of flags in the second.
And Eric Jones stays in at quarterback.
On the return, number 88 of the return team is holding. 10 yards.
Ted Wilson, I'm sorry, that's Sergio Visa, a tight end. He's from Italy, an Operation Discovery player for the Birmingham Fire.
From Milan.
See him blocking him in the back right there, 88.
And so that backs up Birmingham to the 16-yard line. Visa, captain of the national football team in Italy for the last 4 years. And now Birmingham needing to go the length of the field. 3:56 remaining. Shovel. And Jones throwing it to Avery. And let's see. That's Barcelona.
Oh, wait a second. That's a shovel pass. That should be an incomplete pass if he didn't have possession.
That's exactly right.
That should be an incomplete pass. Unless he had possession, I couldn't see it long enough.
That's the exact same play that Birmingham ran for a touchdown last Monday night, and I think that's got to be the discussion, but they're ruling, obviously, that there was possession, and it is a turnover.
Now, they are talking about it. The officials are talking about it. Now look at Birmingham coming over and saying it was a forward pass.
Even though it's behind the line of scrimmage, it's still a forward pass.
Absolutely. In order for a pass to be free when it's not caught, it's got to be a backward pass. Now, let's take a look. The key thing, does the runner have possession? You're going to see Jones go to his left, and there's Avery. Does he have the ball? No, he never had the ball from this angle. That should be an incomplete pass. Barcelona catches a huge break. Again, no instant replay in the World League of American Football.
And Burl Sorgan clearly signaled Barcelona football, and he never changed his mind. So the Dragons get it right back at the 20-yard line of Birmingham. And this time it's Lydell Carr into the line. And Carr gets it down near the 15. And what Barcelona can do here, they can, of course, again, score to put it away, or they can force Birmingham to use some of their 2 remaining timeouts.
And then we get back to the point factor. If Barcelona kicks a field goal here, it would be an 8-point lead. The ball game would not be out of sight because a team can score 8 points on a touchdown.
And Steve Avery there, I'm sure, hoping he gets another chance to get back out there. Bell inside. Little ball hawking by the Birmingham defense now, and Bell is down to the 12.
You know, Chan Gailey used to coach at the Denver Broncos, and one play you see a lot from Denver's offense is that shovel pass. John Elway throwing it. Last week threw the shovel pass for a touchdown. First time we've seen it tonight. That's a key play right there.
And it is now third and 3 for Barcelona at the 13. 2:35 remaining. Rice to Jim Bell. He got stopped short.
Now, if I'm Birmingham, I call a timeout here. You got to call a timeout, Birmingham, because they're going to run it down to the 2-minute warning and not kick the field goal. You got to call a timeout here, folks.
So they'll get a free one at the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, but they're losing 28 seconds here.
You're right. They should, because they will get one for free at the 2-minute mark. But they're not going to do that.
I'm a little surprised. Should have called.
Well, yeah, because you want to save one for the ball, don't you? You want to save one for your possession, right?
30 seconds right there. They lost.
Well, we'll come back with Barcelona's decision in a moment.
Is that your hometown?
That's right, ma'am. I'm going home.
Delta, we love to fly, and it shows.
With Dave Jennings and Nick Halling, Ted Robinson in Barcelona. 2 minutes to play, and Barcelona on 4th and 1 will line up for a field goal here with Monca.
I'd love to see a fake. Now, keep in mind, the closer you are in, the tougher it is for a right-footed field goal kicker to make it from the right hash mark. He's got to pull it back.
And it's blocked by Birmingham. And that one was kicked low and right into the pack and blocked, and Birmingham stays alive at 1:55 to play. 11-6 Barcelona.
Now,
what a frustrating game this has been for both coaches.
Now, can you read the scoreboard? 2 timeouts. Is that timeouts left?
Hump Mord.
Hump Mord.
2 or 3.
Penetration.
And Tracy Sanders got it. So Birmingham takes over. Eric Jones, the quarterback. As Sanders came in from the right flank to get the kick. 4 wide receivers. And almost picked for 6. That was a touchdown if it had been held by A.J. Green.
Green read it perfectly. We've seen the defensive backs for Barcelona just set on some of the passes, and he sits on this one and then reacts and just cuts in front of the receiver nicely. Boy, that time, Stacey Mobley not coming back to make the catch.
1:49 remaining, and it's 2nd and 10. Birmingham needs the touchdown. They're down 5. Jones to the sideline, flips one out, and the sliding Hopkins cannot hang on.
Interestingly enough, Barcelona has kept their base defense in here. They don't have their nickel package in. Staying with their 3-4 and their 4 defensive backs, at least they did on that play. Naposki and Lindstrom staying in to cover the slot receivers. There's Red Kellen, the defensive coordinator of the Barcelona Dragons.
So 3rd down and 10 with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. keeping in Avery to block for Jones, who fires and has a man open, and Willie Boyer has a first down at the 39-yard line. Huge pass completion on 3rd and 10. That gets the fire out in the breathing room.
Boyer lining up on the right side. See Lindstrom covering. Now he passes him on to the defensive back, but there's no one to be found there. Coming in late is number 30, Thomas King, the free safety.
Clock runs after the chains are set down in the final 5 minutes of play. Jones going down the field, and that should be intercepted, and it is. Thrown up for grabs, and Adrian Jones has it for the Dragons. Out of bounds in Birmingham territory with 1 minute and 5 remaining. And that finally should put the nail in Birmingham's coffin, although tonight it's been dangerous to say that.
Not a good decision by Eric Jones, and he throws it deep. And there are 3 defensive backs in the territory just throwing it up for grabs. Coming over late is number 20, Adrian Jones. And now the important thing is he stays with the ball. He's just playing a deep center field, just staying with the ball. Got to stay in possession. Don't lose it here.
With 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining, and Adrian Jones with the interception to give Barcelona the ball back. Jimmy Bell with a carry. Birmingham has 2 timeouts remaining, which they're going to have to use. And here's one of them at 54 seconds. And those turnovers. Birmingham, remember, they came into this game leading the World League in takeaways, but they're -3 tonight.
Excited team. You know, this is an important game for Barcelona in this respect. They're a game behind London right now. Of course, is undefeated going into this weekend.
The Dragons are playing their next 3 games here, and then they close the World League season out at London. Meanwhile, the Monarchs are in America for 3 straight games. But get out of the huddle early. That Barcelona game.
Wait on it.
Last time we did a Barcelona game, we saw it end up with Jack Bicknell getting the Gatorade bath. That was indoors in Montreal, a little cooler here in Barcelona.
Don't see any suspicious-looking mobs yet on that sideline. There's still 54 seconds. That's why. Here's Jimmy Bell again, and he got pounded down after a short gain, and the Fire utilized their final timeout at 47 seconds.
Now, unfortunately for Birmingham, that will be, of course, their last timeout. Now, if Barcelona can waste 12 seconds here on their 3rd down play, they will not have to snap the ball. But even if they do have to snap it on 4th down, I doubt you would see a punt. You would see them just fall on the football. So if they can use the clock well. How about Eric Lindstrom? That opening play.
Tackling Elroy Harris for a safety on the first scrimmage play of the game, and then a major play to create a fumble later in the second half when Birmingham was deep in Barcelona's territory.
Now, he can see this. He can see this up on the scoreboard. He looked up and he smiled when that same thing you're seeing at home, the fans and Eric Lindstrom are seeing here on Stadium.
You know something, KFC will make a donation of $1,000 in Eric's name to DARE, Drug Abuse Resistance Education, but his teammates are down there saying, hey, how about getting about a dozen buckets sent over for us? I'd rather have that than some of the food that they do get at their hotel.
See, this is a good play to use up some time, but don't go out of bounds.
And Jim Bell did. And that really is not a good decision at all.
Not a smart play. Just fall down. Now, he just hurt them. You can't punt the ball here. I can't believe they're going to send in their punter. Just fall down on the ball.
41
There we go.
remain.
Well, did you hear what? See, can you hear Bicknell? God darn it, stay in bounds or something along those lines. And also, he told Aguiar, just get it off. If I'm Birmingham, I put 11 guys up on the line of scrimmage. If I'm Aguiar, you got to realize that by seeing there's nobody back, just get it over the line of scrimmage.
And that's just what Birmingham has done. They have nobody back, 11 men up.
Now they take the delay penalty. See, now if we widen this out, you can see there's nobody back. The punter can see this. He knows there are 11 guys up. You can't block 11 because you only really have 9 blockers. You can't count your center as a blocker because he has to snap the ball. So 9 have to block 11. That's why the punter has to make up the difference. Just catch it and kick it. It doesn't matter what kind of kick you get. Just get it over the line of scrimmage. Catch it and kick it. See that? It looks like a lousy kick, but look where it's going.
And it's just what Barcelona needed as it bounds down inside the 15 and leaves Birmingham with about 87 yards to go in 32 seconds. Jack Bicknell, this is probably the most frustrating game he's experienced because Barcelona, hey, 253 yards of offense in the first half, but they just have not been able to complete only 1 touchdown, but they are 32 seconds from a win.
Stop the rain.
Olympic stops the rain.
Birmingham out for their last gasp, 32 seconds, no timeouts for the Fire, and they need to get to the end zone, which is 88 yards away.
And Barcelona staying in their base defense. They're not going with their nickel or dime package.
Eric Jones came in the second quarter. He's trying to motion everybody for a Hail Mary. Now throws one underneath, and that's picked off by Lindstrom. And the chicken man, Eric Lindstrom, at the 20-yard line.
He already knows he's the player of the game. What's he trying to do here?
Well, again, I'm not sure the decision there by Eric Jones either. If you're going to wait that long, you might as well throw it down the field. He's just got to get it down there somehow, some way. And the difference here, Eric Jones came off the bench to give Birmingham a real lift, but 3 interceptions have hurt.
And remember I said they kept in their outside linebackers, staying with their base package. Now this is a very tough pass to complete, throwing way back across the field, overthrows it, and there's Lindstrom just setting in there.
Tony Rice, 20 out of 25 for Barcelona, but no interceptions. Yeah. He's tired. Well, Barcelona going to keep the heat on the London Monarchs, who will have a tough game at San Antonio Monday night. But Barcelona stays right on their necks with a win that will certainly not be considered artistic, but a win nonetheless for Jack Bicknell's Dragons.
W's a W. Never turn down a W, baby.
A game Birmingham team that was severely handicapped by the schedule this week.
Good job.
Never turn down a W is what Jack Bicknell is saying.
Good job, you guys played hard. Good job, Todd. Good job, Todd. Way to go. Good job, defense. Good job, defense.
Well, right now, the World League's pretty much a real lark and a lot of fun for Jack Bicknell because his team is winning. They're 6-1. We'll come back to Barcelona in a moment.
A whole lot better.
The Barcelona Dragons now 6-1. The Birmingham Fire 3-4. And let's go down to Nick Halling, who has our KFC Player of the Game.
Well, here's Eric. He's saying he's tired, and I tell you, he's earned his Most Valuable Player nomination. Eric, tell us first of all about that last interception.
First of all, thank you very much. We just wanted to keep them off the field at the end of the game because they have a quarterback that can run all over the place and score. You know, their first score and only score typifies that. They, you know, our defensive back covered them all over the field, fell down, and they still get a touchdown. So he's a tough quarterback.
Now, you're still trailing London by that one game, and you've got London to come. In that context, how important was it to get a win here?
Very. We just want to win every game and do our job and let them do their job and see how they do. And, you know, we're going to win. We're going to win, so.
But before that, of course, you got another tough one, San Antonio, and I hate to remind you, but they turned you over last time. Can you turn things around this time?
Yeah, we definitely will, because, you know, we're controlling our own destiny, and we have them over here now, so traveling's going to get them a little bit. As you can tell, you're traveling all over the world, so they're going to see how it is.
Did you expect it to be as tough as it was in the second half? Because you really kind of pushed them around a bit in the first half, didn't you?
Yeah, we did, but they're a great team. You know, they played great against San Antonio last week, and they beat us. San Antonio beat us, so we didn't want to overlook this team at all. We didn't want to look towards San Antonio at all.
Well, if anyone's deserved their post-game shower, you have. Eric, thanks very much. Congratulations once again. Back up to you, Ted.
I'm sure Eric Lindstrom and a lot of his friends in that locker room would like to know the Boston Bruins are up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup semifinals with Pittsburgh. You can clearly tell that accent. The Barcelona Dragons winning tonight 11-6. They played without their starting quarterback and without their leading running back, but prevailed again. We'll come back to Barcelona in a moment.
JVC. We just made recorded history again.
Well, one thing that Tony Rice has been able to do in his football career, wherever it's been, is win as a starting quarterback. He's 2-0 for the Dragons, and he's standing by right now with Nick Hawley.
Tony, do you think you proved a few points about yourself tonight?
So far, a little bit, but the big thing about it, I want to get the ball in the end zone and make things happen with it. And we didn't do that much tonight because everybody was just fighting among themselves instead of taking care of business.
And do you think that you'd perhaps done enough to perhaps keep this starting job for the rest of the season with Scott coming back off his injury fairly soon?
I hope so. You know, I think if I keep my head on right and make sure that I take care of my job, it's going to be a hard road down the end for Scott.
Thanks for joining us, Tony. Ted, back up to you.
14 completions in a row for Rice at one point tonight, and there's how Barcelona stands. They keep the pressure on London, which plays at San Antonio on Monday night. And then San Antonio has to do what Birmingham did, play at home on Monday and then fly all the way to Spain for a game here next Saturday.
You know, there's stops the rain.
The World League on USA has been brought to you by Kentucky Fried Chicken. Nobody's cooking like today's KFC. By the Reebok Pump. Pump up and air out. And by Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the World League.
Barcelona to 6-1 with an 11-6 victory over Birmingham at Montjuic Stadium. Tonight on the World League, you'll see either Frankfurt at Orlando or regional coverage of Montreal at Sacramento. And on Monday, it's the undefeated London Monarchs at San Antonio, all on USA. The executive producer of the World League on USA is Gordon Beck. Our game tonight produced by Brian Williams, directed by Ted Nathanson. Our associate producer, Joe Novello. And production assistant, Steve Turnberger. Our technical managers, Mark Hayden and Neil Wilson. Unit managers, Russ Friedman and Sam Branner. Technical director, Greg Brankel. And the rest of our fine crew. On USA on the East Coast, Miami Vice. On the West Coast, Rooster Cogburn. Our European crew is back here in Barcelona next Saturday when San Antonio's in town. Until then, with Nick Halling and Dave Jennings, I'm Ted Robinson. So long from Barcelona.